This is a video on how to pre-lube your Harley engine. Now, if you've done some kind of rebuild and you've had the top end off like I did on this, then there's not really much oil in the entire system going up top. There's always some kind of pressure sender on the outside of the motor, and you can pre-lube through that pressure sender. Now, on this bike, it's my chopper, and I don't have any kind of pressure sender whatsoever. But normally the pressure sender for the idiot light would go right here. And the Evos are the same way. It's down on the oil pump. And even the pans and the knuckles have one for the light. So that's what I'm going to address in this video. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention is anytime you do any kind of rebuild, you should always take your oil tank off and flush it really good. Plus, you need to flush all of your lines, because if for some reason you sent metal through the motor, it's still going to be in your oil lines. It's going to be in your oil tank for sure. And I see a lot of people that rebuild motors and then don't take that extra step of making sure that they clean all the metal out. And then as soon as you start your new motor, there's metal back in it. The way the Harleys work is it takes oil out of the tank, pumps it through the engine, then goes to the filter, then back to the oil tank. So it is very important that you clean that oil tank and the lines out, because it's not going through the filter first. I happen to have a plug here, and I'm just going to take the plug out. And through the magic of editing, it's out. Now, you could see on this, I used Teflon paste. And you definitely want to use Teflon on all your fittings, which would include any oil line fittings. You definitely want to use Teflon paste. Don't use Teflon tape, because the tape will come off of the fitting and go into the system and can block small oil ports. Next thing you want to do is get a fitting that you can hook an oil source to. The pump I'm using is one of these old-time pistol oilers, and I just slipped 1/4 inch outer diameter hose over the end of this, and then it goes to a compression fitting. These fittings for the oil sender switch are 1/8 inch pipe plug. So I'm just going to screw this in, and I'm not going to screw it much more than hand, because this pump doesn't put out much pressure. At this point, I'm going to connect the hose to the fitting. I'm going to get a little oil in it and just connect it on. When I do this, I just use a very light oil. This happens to be 1030 car motor oil. You just want to use something light. It doesn't have to be 50 weight, and nor should it be. I'm just going to pump this like so until I get oil up to the top end. The way I know how I got oil on the top end on a shovel is I take one of the fittings out. Now, my heads are split, and I have this external oil source coming in, and I have a YouTube video on how to do this and what it entails. Normally, it would have to come all the way across both heads in order to reach here. So now I'm just going to pump oil into it until I see oil come up to the top end here. And there's the oil. So now I know I'm completely oiled up to the top end. Now I'm going to put that bolt back in, and that way I'll pump the rest of this can in here, and I'll know I have plenty of oil up into the top end and don't have to worry about starting it and thinking that it's dry. Now that the bolt's back in, I'm just going to put the rest of this can in here, which isn't very much oil. At the most, it's 1/4 of a quart. That's it. The can's about empty, and there's plenty of oil in the top end now.